Hello guys, welcome to Speaking English podcast. I'm your host Bella and I'm here to help you to improve your English listening and gain new perspective of the world. Every episode I share with you motivating stories and fascinating facts about our planet, different countries and cultures. We talk about human brain, emotions, happiness, love and friendship. This is not just a language podcast. It is a podcast about life, beautiful itself. Hello friends, welcome back. Episode number 10 here for you today. Wired to connect. Again, it's so nice to have you here with us today. You are in the right place. Before we start, just a small update. Many of you know that I have been working on my Instagram project, and that's kind of new for me. It's a new platform in a sense that I am not really a heavy social media user. However, I have found that it really works for majority of you guys, my students. Plus, Instagram allows a live interaction, such as you can give a feedback, in your comments. And that helps me to see what are you interested in. So I can create a content that will help you and with your needs in mind. Therefore, I encourage all of you, please be active there. And feel free to share with anyone you know would be interested in improving and practicing English. And for those who has already been supporting me on Instagram, I want you to know I see you, I know your efforts, and I appreciate it a lot. In particular, my thanks today goes to Lynn from Hanoi, Vietnam, Natalie from Turkey, Sophie from Russia, and to Eva from Paris. Thank you guys so very much. It warms my heart to know that you enjoy my podcast. I can't wait to dive into our super interesting topic for today. We are back to our brain, of course. But this time we'll go deep. Literally deep into our brain cells, talking about mirror neurons. Please don't worry, I'm fully aware that neurology and neuroscience is not the easiest topic to understand. That's why I'll make sure the full transcription of this episode will be available, as usually. So if you need a transcription, just shoot me an email. So let's start. First things first, why did I even choose the topic? The main reason is simple. The discovery of the mirror neurons is incredible. It's kind of new, not many people know about, and even less people talk about it, but it's extremely interesting. It explains a lot about our brain, and it proves one more time that the way our brain was designed just screams about the great creator and an amazing designer. And scientific facts like this just certainly builds up my appreciation to what we have been given. And it helps me to cherish life and ability I have. So I hope you find it as exciting as I do. To introduce you the topic, I thought we should start talking about Giacomo Rizzolatti, the famous Italian neuroscientist who actually discovered mirror neurons, the cornerstone of empathy. The discovery of mirror neurons earned him a nomination for a Nobel Prize and has shown that we are capable of understanding others through our own experience. Can empathy be studied? Can we learn to understand emotions? Rizzolatti, one of the world's greatest neuroscientists, doesn't doubt this, and the discovery of mirror neurons is down to him. He has had this passion for medicine since he was a child, which he has combined with an interest in philosophy to arrive at a more complete understanding of the person. So the question is, are we wired for empathy? What do mirror neurons teach us about empathy? Throughout our brains, we have a type of brain cell that mirror what we perceive from others. Mirror or reflect or copy. This recent discovery may be the biological basis of empathy and a key to understanding the social brain. Now the question is, what are these mirror neurons? Mirror neurons are smart cells in our brains that allow us to understand others' actions, intentions, and feelings. The mirror neurons are in many areas of our brains. As it turns out, our mirror neurons fire or start working when we experience an emotion, and similarly when we see others experiencing an emotion, such as happiness, fear, anger, or sadness. When we see someone being sad, for example, our mirror neurons fire, and that allows us to experience the same sadness and to feel empathy. What is amazing is that we don't need to think about the other person being sad. We actually experience it firsthand. So when we see someone's feelings, there is no need to think, because mirror system we have creates the experience inside our brain. The reaction of mirror neurons allows us to kind of socialize and communicate with others as we read their facial expressions. What's amazing is that there's also an important ability to stop this reaction. And there are several centers in our brains that act as brakes to keep us from becoming too involved in someone's experience. This process can have profound implication for our relationships. Italian professor Laccaboni explained that mirror neurons are the reason for the chameleon effect, which is the brain-to-brain imitation of postures, mannerisms, or even facial expressions. It's what causes adults to smile when they see a baby smiling. He also said that people who are more empathetic perform the chameleon effect to a greater extent than other people do. This is an automatic matching that causes humans to connect, even if they are not aware of the connection. And there is this very interesting thought for me when I was preparing the material. There is information that broken mirror neurons are connected with autism. So children on the autism spectrum, they struggle with social interaction because their mirror neuron systems are not functioning properly. And the discovery of mirror neuron deficiencies in people with autism, this discovery actually opens up new approaches to diagnosing and treating this disorder. Talking about neuroscience of role modeling, I was inspired by Professor Lacaboni's presentation. I've noticed the link between role modeling and the neuroscience of mirror neurons. Modeling or imitation or copying someone. Modeling occurs because we can consciously or unconsciously observe someone and learn from them. We can intentionally improve our abilities by paying attention to someone who is, let's say, skilled in a particular area. Lacaboni said that one of the first elements of learning is observing others, and we automatically begin to learn through this process. So role modeling is powerful learning. Mirror neurons may be the biological basis of why we learn from copying others. In other words, we can learn better by focusing on the role model and imagining ourselves doing what they do. This is why we are committed to modeling excellence in emotional intelligence. So, if we are not achieving our desired results, we should hang out or spend more time with people who are good at it, who are strong in these skills. This seems to be true for emotions as well. Through mirror neurons, emotions are contagious. So, if we want to be more joyful, a powerful action is to spend time with people who are full of joy. So, what is important, and I really want you to pay attention to this? Mirror neurons are always on, which means we affect one another. We are literally shaping one another's brains, even when we don't mean to and we don't even realize it. And according to Professor Lacaboni, he keeps saying this, that we can make a conclusion that we are literally, as people, we are wired to connect. Humans are social, and empathy is a fundamental component of the human condition. In the new afterword to his fascinating book, Mirroring People, Professor Lacaboni points to the importance of this groundbreaking research. Mirror neurons help us to be empathetic and fundamentally attuned to other people. This is perhaps the most important finding of all, and it is a beautiful one. And if you think about it, it really does make sense that people are so different from even animals. Mirror neurons, they are neurological basis of what makes empathy so powerful, right? Mirror neurons are one key to understanding how human beings survive and thrive in a complex social world. But some of the most interesting questions that mirror neurons raise, and researchers actually want to understand how we perceive others' people's emotions and sensations, not only their actions. Other words, how do we understand others' emotions? And I guess we will have to wait another 10 or 20 years until someone starts studying this and share with us the results of this study. And as a summary, let's highlight one takeaway point for us, something that we want to remember and work on. According to the studies of mirror neurons, people seem to have this super ability to learn from what others do by copying their action. And that we can apply or use very successfully in learning. To be honest, I see this discovery as one more proof of why we do need a tutor or a teacher to improve a skill. Let's say if you are learning a foreign language, it would be very beneficial if someone helps you with your pronunciation and developing your conversational skills by speaking to you and showing you the example how it's supposed to sound. So you, in turn, or your mirror neurons, will copy that without you really wasting your energy, because it's automatic. The process is automatic, as we learned today. So I say, just take advantage of it. Allow your brain to help you. Now you know you've got this amazing mirror neurons. They can help you to learn whatever skill you want to learn, and you just need to find a role model for you and observe and copy. And that's it for today. As usual, I do encourage to do your research. Please study this new discovery of mirror neurons. I'm sure you'll find more information. And let's remember that this is only a new discovery, and there are critics, and this is a science. So there is a theory and you have to prove it. But for now, we can't just research and find some interesting facts that will help us to apply in our learning. And it brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to hear your feedback, guys. I'm sure you too have a story to share. Please feel free to email me to learnwithbella@gmail.com. Thanks for being here with me today. It has been a pleasure. I'm your host, Bella. Take a good care, speak English, and make sure to come back. Bye.